A woman disappears in South London. Weeks later, her dismembered body is found scattered in different locations. But this isn't just the story of a brutal murder. It's about a man who had already killed once and was given another chance. A second chance that ended in tragedy. This is the case of Sarah Mayhew and the justice system that failed her. Sarah Mayhew was 38 years old. She lived in Sutton, South London. To friends, she was known as warm, vulnerable, and trusting. She had her struggles, but she didn't deserve what happened to her. In early 2024, Sarah reconnected with two people from her past, Stephen Sampson and Gemma Watts. She didn't know it then, but those two would play the most terrifying role in the final chapter of her life. On the 8th of March, 2024, Sarah was seen for the last time. She had visited Sampson's house. After that, she vanished. For weeks, nothing. No sightings, no communication. Then, on the 2nd of April, a dog walker discovered something horrifying in Rowdown Fields, New Addington. Human remains, partially buried. Police launched an investigation. More remains were found, including in the River Wandle in Mitcham. DNA tests confirmed the worst. It was Sarah Mayhew. The murder was gruesome. Sarah had been dismembered, using power tools. Investigators pieced together that she had been killed inside Sampson's home in Sutton. The crime was not impulsive. It was calculated and cold. But what was shocking wasn't just what they did. It was who Sampson was. In 1998, Stephen Sampson was convicted of murder. He killed a taxi driver in what was described as a violent, senseless attack. He served over 20 years and was released on life license, a form of parole given to certain lifers in the UK. Life license means you're free, but under supervision. It also means you're supposed to be monitored closely. But somehow, Sampson slipped through. And in 2024, he killed again. Gemma Watts wasn't just a bystander. She was involved. Text messages, CCTV footage, and phone data showed her helping to cover up the crime. She had a record too, previously convicted of assault. Together, Sampson and Watts dismembered Sarah's body and disposed of her remains across multiple locations. It was methodical. It was evil. Once police identified Sarah's remains, everything moved quickly. Evidence placed both suspects near the disposal sites. Neighbours reported strange activity around Sampson's property. Phone records showed their movements lining up with key moments in the case. The evidence was overwhelming. In January 2025, both Sampson and Watts pleaded guilty. In court, prosecutors described the crime as bloodthirsty, with elements of sadistic and sexual violence. Sarah had no chance. The judge sentenced Sampson to a whole life order. He'll die behind bars. Gemma Watts was sentenced to life with a minimum of 30 years. Here's the hardest part to accept. This could have been prevented. Sampson was already a convicted murderer. He had taken a life once before. Yet somehow, he was released, monitored, trusted. Sarah Mayhew paid the price for that decision. Critics of the life license system are still asking, how did this happen? Who was watching? What went wrong? Sarah was more than just a victim. She was a daughter, a friend, a woman who put her trust in the wrong people she once knew. Her story reminds us that justice isn't always permanent, that a life sentence doesn't always mean life, and that some people should never be given a second chance. Rest in peace, Sarah Mayhew. Thank you for watching this episode of Dark Motive Files. We cover real crime stories that rarely make the headlines, but deserve to be told. Subscribe, comment your thoughts, and let us know what case we should cover next.